Good morning, Year 10. It's Mr. Hughes here. I hope you're very well. I hope you're coping with lockdown. I did hear some really good news that'll probably interest you next week. I believe McDonald's and KFC is open for delivery next week. Get that. Get your fix of fast food, eh? But now it's time for your fix for Mr. Hughes. And I'm going to go over the sales process. And this is your lesson for the week. And there'll be an activity on Show My Homework attached. I'll also set the deadline for Sunday, because I've been told to do that, but I actually mean, or what I do mean, is that the work should be done by the first lesson that you would normally have for that week for business. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Right, let's do it then. So we're going to be covering the 2 lesson objectives today. Methods of selling, and we're going to talk about e-commerce. We're not going to get on to these 2 because I'll hold you in suspense and we'll be doing those next week. So, just have a little think about these products. Would you need the help of a salesperson? Let's have a little think about that. Would you need a salesperson to help you with those? If you want, you can stop the video, you can pause, you can have a little think, that's up to you. But just to pick out one of them, if you're buying a new car, you might want to know about the features of it, so you might need the advice, so you might need to be face to face with that person. Think about the others. Okay, so let's go to the methods of selling, which is our first lesson objective today, and we're going to cover e-commerce. E stands for electronic, commerce is buying and selling. So e-commerce is where you trade online. That information on the right is slightly out of date, but those are the top 10 e-commerce sites in the UK. You can see that eBay and Amazon, probably Amazon has taken over now, I should imagine it has. Probably Tesco's currently, with the coronavirus, is probably leading the top in terms of sales, but who knows. And I'm not sure actually if ASOS has gone into administration. I think it might be closing down. I might be wrong. Sorry if I'm doing you a disservice. But there you've got e-commerce. Just think about the advantages and disadvantages. What's the benefits of selling online using e-commerce? Have a little think. You can pause it. See if you can come up with a couple. What is the benefits of a business shop selling its products online rather than having a physical retail base or a physical base? Okay, oh there you go, I've spoiled the fun. Well, it's a global market. You're not just selling in the UK, you can sell right around the world, and it's 24/7. You are open every hour of every day and you can buy and sell. There's more there, but obviously I'll leave those for your so you can have a little look through them as you replay the video. The disadvantages, of course, is possibly the training, the update, maybe viruses. They would have an impact. Let's move on now to a more personable approach, which is face-to-face. Typically, or currently rather, we cannot sell face-to-face. Well, we can actually. We are allowed into supermarkets, but we have to keep a 2-meter distance. So this is probably why online sales are increasing. But anyway, face-to-face, personal selling, where you've got that relationship with the seller. And that can be very important for certain products. Just have a little think of what products would be better where you need to develop a relationship. A little uncomfortable silence. I'll give you a bit more time, but you can pause the video if you so wish. Okay, right. So some of the answers some of the businesses that would be better face to face. Again, it's about trust. So it's where you probably set or buy in something which costs a lot of cash. So it might be possibly something to do with maybe buying or selling a house, a mortgage, a loan possibly, where you might need information or guidance, or where it's quite complicated. So for instance, you might, if you're a more of an older person, we can see in the picture, they might need some guidance on which device that they might need to buy one, which laptop or so on. Okay, we're then on to telesales. So telesales, lovely bit of selling. This is where you sell over the phone. Can be very intrusive. People phone you up when you're having your tea. Not very enjoyable. Often known as sort of calls or calls which may not be appropriate at the right time. Nuisance calls is the word I'm looking for, I suppose. But you can, it's also called cold calling. And a lot of people don't like this anymore, and it seems to be on the decrease. But there are some businesses that use it, maybe selling windows or selling insurance, those sorts of things. Do that. Let's look at the advantages and the disadvantages. Well, here you haven't got the shop. You can get access to lots of calls if you haven't unticked the privacy settings on your website that you visit or so on. So you can get access via these cold calls, but again, it can create a bad reputation. Right, let's go back to the influence of e-commerce then. Or in fact, right, e-commerce then. If we look at the influence, this has had a massive effect on our economy, and now when we look at Christmas sales, e-commerce has the highest, and that's because new businesses, well, they don't have the same footing, but they're able then to compete with larger businesses. And if you've got an online presence, then you can compete. And you don't have to pay your rent, you don't have to pay business, and it has a massive impact on your cash flow. The high street, we know, is struggling, not just now, but previously as well. And a lot of those high street shops are shutting down because of their overheads, wages and so on. So e-commerce is a really effective way to reduce your costs. Another effect, obviously, is getting into those niche markets. People peruse on their mobile device, looking for something to buy. Maybe smaller businesses, organic businesses, businesses which have a certain specification that the bigger businesses can't do. And they are then open to a global market, and they can then target certain customers. Okay, short and sweet. I think it's better that way. So we've gone through the 3 types of selling, and we've looked at the impact of e-commerce. Good luck with this week. Make sure you stay up to date with your work, otherwise when you come back to school you might have a hefty workload catching up where others have done the work. So make sure you're right where you need to be. Again, good luck, stay safe, and try and make the best of lockdown. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye then.